Pierce Brosnan once played the most invincible man in the world. But behind the tuxedo and the charm, there was a very different story. One he says took him decades to find the courage to tell. He met Keely Shea Smith in April 1994, in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. He was 41, recently widowed after losing his first wife, Cassandra, to cancer in 1991, and just finishing work on Goldeneye. By his own account, he was moving through life like a ghost, functional on the outside, hollow within. Then Keely walked in. She was a reporter there to interview him about the film, but when the cameras stopped rolling, the conversation didn't. They talked about grief, about loss, about the kind of pain you don't mention in interviews. Something shifted that afternoon that he says he wasn't prepared for. What followed was slow and sincere. Handwritten letters, long phone calls, a connection that didn't announce itself loudly, but grew quietly and steadily. By 1995, they were together publicly. By 1997, they were sharing a home in Malibu. He recalls watching her tend the garden in the morning light, and feeling, for the first time in years, that life was worth inhabiting again. But Brosnan reflects that as the relationship deepened, so did certain tensions. He describes a gradual shift where care began to feel like surveillance. Questions about where he was going, who he was with, what scenes he was filming. He's careful to say he doesn't believe it came from cruelty. Looking back, he thinks it came from fear, her fear of losing him, and eventually his fear of losing himself. They married in August 2001 in a castle in County Mayo, Ireland. By his telling, the years that followed were a slow erosion, rather than a dramatic collapse. Less a single breaking point than a long accumulation of silences. He stepped away from the Bond franchise in 2004. Their conversations grew shorter. The distance between them, he says, had nothing to do with geography. There were genuine tragedies woven through those years. The death of his daughter Charlotte in 2013. The same illness that had taken her mother. He describes those as moments when he most needed to lean on someone and wasn't quite sure how. By his own admission, he says the real failure wasn't anyone's cruelty, it was his silence. Year after year of answering, "I'm fine," when he wasn't. Of performing strength rather than offering honesty. He believes that silence built a wall Keely could never fully get past, and he could never fully see past either. What strikes him now, at 72, is not bitterness, but perspective. He and Keely are no longer together as a couple, but he speaks of her with something closer to reverence than resentment. He says she remains a witness to the most formative chapters of his life, and that whatever broke between them, something of her stays with him. His message, when stripped down to its core, is disarmingly simple. Don't wait. Don't save the honest conversation for a quieter moment that may never come. Love doesn't usually collapse from one catastrophic event. It fades from all the things left unsaid. If that landed with you, leave a comment below. And if you found this worth your time, a like and subscribe would mean a lot.